Now time for This Week in Trojan Athletics with Athletic Director Steve White. Steve, take it away.
Good afternoon, Trey and Trojan Nation. It's good to be here again. Missed the show last Monday on Columbus Day, but we're going to pick it up today and talk all things Coffee Athletics. I'm going to start off today's show with middle school cross country. Boys and girls, Big Five conference champions. Joining softball, that's 3 conference champions already in the fall at Coffee Middle School. For the boys, finishers, Salvador Rivas finished 4th, Marcus Boyd 5th, Alan Franco 6th, Aaron Ramirez 7th, and Evan Lingenfelter 8th. Again, boys cross country at the middle school, Big Five conference champions. On the girls' side, Kayla Smith won her race, finished 1st. Nelby Ambrosia finished 8th, Elena Avalos 9th, and Sydney Regal 10th. Team totals, boys and girls, conference champions. Real proud of our Coffee Middle School cross-country program. All right, let's talk a little football now. Under programs last week, 9th grade lost a close home game to Colquitt County, 14-6. 9th grade has played top to bottom the closest games each week. They've come out on the short end 2 or 3 times, but they play with a great deal of effort, still getting a lot of good things done at the 9th grade level. I like this team. I like the kids we're developing. I look for good things from them moving forward. JV went to Fitzgerald, won 14-13, nursing a 14-7 lead late, gave up a touchdown, then defended the 2-point conversion for the win. Coffee JV continues to play outstanding defense. Again, looking for good things from our under program. All right, let's talk a little varsity football. 35-3 over Statesboro Friday night, 6-1 on the year, 2-0 now in the region. I really feel like our most complete effort against Statesboro Friday night in all 3 phases of the game. I thought we played really, really well, and we just got to hope we keep building week to week. Big football games down the line, and we've got to be ready for them. All right, in the Statesboro win, Maurice Hansley, 11 for 15 passing for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also added 26 yards rushing. Both of the touchdowns went to Billy Simpson, who finished with 3 catches for 84 yards. Running the football, Fred Brown, 18 carries, 101 yards and a touchdown. Antoine McDuffie, 12 carries, 91 yards and a score. James Gerard was 5 for 5 on extra points. Coffee offensively continues to be able to run the football effectively. It's really setting up our passing game now. We've really got a dual threat quarterback in Hansley. I like the way we're playing and what's going on there. We just need to continue to improve. Defensively, the big story of defense, 9 tackles for losses by the Coffee defense. 2 sacks, one by Jackson Banks, the other by Capri Morgan. Leading tacklers, Larry Daniels and Jakeem Williams. This week, Trojans on a Thursday night will be headed to Savannah to play Jenkins, 7:30 Thursday night. I don't have ticket information yet, but we'll get that out as soon as we have it in the athletic office. Wednesday, 9th grade football is at Glenn, 5 o'clock, their last game of the year. Cross country will be at Wayne County on Thursday at 5 o'clock. They're getting ready for their region meet coming up. So that's the 27th of October, so a couple weeks before they'll run their region meet. And that pretty much covers everything cross country and football. All right, today on the show we've got special guest Stan Hughes, head softball coach of the Lady Trojans, and he's going to give you all the details and everything that's going on with our softball program as they get ready for the state playoffs. Stan?
Appreciate it, Coach. As Coach White mentioned, I'll hit on it first. Coach White mentioned the middle school when he was talking about the middle school football, middle school softball, and track. I will say this, that our middle school softball program, he mentioned that we won the conference championship, and we did. We won the Big Five conference title, and that's Coach Katie Lott. That's her 3rd in a row. Three-peat for Coach Katie Lott. Coach Katie added a couple of new bodies to help her this year in softball, and Cade Polk, who's also the head wrestling coach at Coffee, and Maddie Merritt, an alumni and former 4-year player for us at the high school, as well as 2 years at the middle school. So Maddie Merritt and Cade Polk joined Katie. And while I'm touching on coaches, I'll mention at the high school we had a couple of new hires as well. We hired Bailey Spires, former all-region pitcher at Telfair, played at ABAC, and now Bailey is our pitching coach at the high school level. She'll graduate in the spring, and hopefully we'll be able to move her on to Coffee County and get her full-time. But we picked up a pretty good one as well in softball. Former Coffee High Trojan baseball coach Josh Owsley joined our staff. 17 or 18 years in the coaching business, not sure exactly how many, but Coach Owsley brought a wealth of knowledge to us, as did Bailey Spires, and we're glad to have both of them. So mentioned that the middle school won the conference title. I can tell you at the high school, our JV had a good year, had a really productive year teaching some young girls the game. And our high school team, we finished 18-9 during the regular season and region tournament. 18-9, and I just was texted this morning. We made it to the top 10 last week, but we were the final rankings. We made we were seventh in the state in 5A, and there was only one team outside of a metro area. Most 8 of those teams were around the Atlanta area or the suburbs, and then one team out of the Columbus area in Harris County. But we were the only rural team to crack the top 10, which is a testament to our girls. They play hard, they play well, and like I said, they finished the year at 18-9. We've Coach White mentioned we qualified for the state playoffs. We will tackle Jones County, and the way they do it this year, this is the first year they've done this, and traditionally the 1 seed would host and the 2 seed would host in the quadrants. Well, this year 4 teams will meet at the home of the region champion from whatever region, and they'll play a double elimination tournament, what they call a super regional. And from what I was told, a lot of the reason they did that this year was umpire shortage. They were having a hard time getting enough umpires, and I think football has a hard time getting referees as well. So they're going to eliminate the 2 different locations, and everybody will play. Our super regional will be in Gray, Georgia. And it begins, Jones County, the region champion from 2A, from Region 2 5A, will host that, and it'll be Jones County playing us at 12 o'clock noon on Thursday. North side of Columbus will play Arabia Mountain, so it's Coffee, Jones, Arabia Mountain, and North side in our regional, and those games begin on Thursday. And as I mentioned, it's a double elimination tournament, and it'll conclude on Friday. All those winners from those super regionals will go to Columbus in the Elite 8, which is how they do it every year. All the top 8 teams from every classification meet in Columbus, and that'll be the following week. So we'll play the state playoffs this week, and in the next week, hopefully, we plan on being in Columbus. Now, I can tell you that wraps up basically what we do for the state playoffs, but we did have a region tournament this year, which is the first time we've had one of those since I've been the coach, and not sure my feelings on it yet. I know we finished 8-2 in the regular season in the region, which was good enough for the 2 seed, played some really good softball, and again, not sure how I feel about it. We maybe didn't play our best last week, but we played really good all year, so look for things to kick off this Thursday. I'll tell you some things that I was really proud of. I mentioned Coach Owsley coming over and joining our staff, and Coach Owsley has actually coached both of my sons in baseball, and I know he knows his stuff defensively. Something I was proud of, we finished in 27 regular season games this year. We only made 23 errors, and if you coach high school sports at all in baseball or softball or coach rec league or travel ball or whatever, you'll know how important it is to be able to play good defensively, and I thought that was one of our strengths. And I'll mention, too, that Ronnie Bullock, I didn't mention Ronnie yet. Ronnie's been with me since I've been the coach, and he's been with Coffee Softball or the Recreation Department softball program for years. Ronnie does a great job with our hitters. I felt like we had a really good year at the plate as well. We hit, it's going to sound like a misprint, but it's not, because a lot of people try to, people want to be at somewhere between 280, 290, whatever as a team. We hit 328 as a team. So that tells me that Ronnie's work in the cage and around that ballpark is not in vain for Coffee softball. So we hit the ball well. We played really good defense, finished 9 games over 500. That's something to be excited about, and headed into the playoffs to try to make a deep run. I'll tell you, a lot of that probably I'll talk about some of my girls just a little bit, because we have 5 seniors this year, which is, it's not uncommon to have 5 seniors, but what is uncommon is to have 5 seniors that play. A lot of teams will have 3 or 4 seniors and a couple that maybe come off the bench or whatever, but we have 5 seniors that start. We have Hannah Capps, we have Morgan Hodges, have Amani Palk, we have Morgan Adams, and let's see, Casey Thacker, KJ. I call her KJ, but she's Casey Thacker. So those 5 seniors have been a great asset to our program for 4 years, but this year with their leadership and stuff on the field has really helped our club. And again, unusual to have that many that play, but these 5 start and have done a really fabulous job for us. Have some girls too that I'll mention. I have a freshman that has played really well for us in Ella Winters. We have Hannah Hutchinson, this is her 3rd year as a starter. She's a junior. She's played really well. Can't go without talking about Erin Robinson, who, as if you follow Coffee softball at all or follow softball in the state, Erin Robinson has led the state in strikeouts the entire season. And that's not just in the 5A classification. That's across the state. So Aaron, who's a sophomore, has had a fabulous year for us in the circle. We've had another couple of girls that have pitched well too, and Emmy Cole, Briley Gamage has pitched well. Another freshman starter for us is Emery Paul, Riri, more commonly known as Riri. She's played really well. Abby Dockery has played well. I can't think of anybody who has not been inserted into the lineup who hasn't made an impact for us. Briley Gamage, I mentioned, a pitcher moved in from Ware. She has played well. Let's see. Can't not mention Maggie Minshew coming off the bench for us running bases. I think Maggie homered in a JV game earlier this year for her first career home run. So exciting times for her as well. But we've had a really successful season. Before we go to, I don't know how to really mention this and tell you the whole story, but there's some exciting things happening out at Faircloth Field, which is our home park. If you've been around Coffee County very long, you know that Faircloth Field is a place that was named after a young man that passed away as a ball player. But the place is a beautiful place for our kids to play. Get comments all the time about when people come to play us, how good our field looks, how good our facilities are. But what I will tell you is, between now and next season, which probably will be in the next 2 or 3 months, our facilities, with the help of the athletic department, Coach White, Superintendent Dr. Lease, the board, all the people involved, we are moving up in the world, so to speak. We are enclosing our hitting facility. We're going to have some covered hitting areas for our hitting stations. We had a donor help us out with some stuff, and we're able to purchase a machine that's costs upwards of near $30,000 non-taxpayer money. That was somebody donated that to us, but our school system has really stepped up and is in improving our facilities to the point where at Coffee softball, we won't be jealous or envious of any program in the state. We'll have the finest facilities that our girls deserve and that your daughters and everybody else deserves. And it's just an exciting time for us, and we're looking forward to it. So can't say enough about those things going on now and the season. Another real good year for Coffee softball, another winning season, and looking forward to a state playoff run that hasn't happened before. Nobody in Coffee softball has been to Columbus yet, but we're looking forward to punching our ticket come Friday. And these girls have had a fabulous job. Can't say enough, too, about our sponsors around the area. All the people in and around Coffee County that never say no to our players, as well as our football kids, our baseball kids. When people go see them, they open their checkbooks and they open their wallets, and you can never complain about what Coffee County does to help their athletes. It's just a great place to live, great place to play, and we look forward to seeing you at the ballpark.
Well, I appreciate you both coming down here at the Vibe FM to talk to us about all the events going on in Coffee Trojan Sports. That's going to wrap up our midday show. Stay tuned for our morning show at 6 o'clock in the morning, right here on none other than the Vibe FM.